Oh man, I've been meaning to try it out, but yeah, I never got to play it yet. Change this too. Oh, pay to win. I hate when they do that. Yeah, I don't like when they do that. I yeah, no. It's like I just want to play games like they're intended without having all bonuses, all this extra garbage loot, all these different types of currencies. I don't like that. All right, so let's change this up. Have to another. Okay, yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Currently, it's probably my game of the year. I think I enjoyed it more than Hogwarts Legacy. So currently, I think it's my game of the year. It's going to get better. When they have like a new DLC and stuff that comes out, I'll be visiting it again. Premium DLC. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that then. Even if they charge me for it, I'll be buying it. Alright, so that's done. Wouldn't be surprised perhaps there was a new system for 8. Wow. All for that. Yeah, I'll have to keep my save and everything because yeah, that I'll have to keep an eye on it. So when they have a new DLC and stuff come out, let's probably continue with my save. Otherwise, it's going to be another really long playthrough because I probably put in about 55, 60 hours into it currently.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Apparently Sherlock's not very observant either. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Hildur. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of British diplomat corps as a result of unexplained disappearance of Prince Ildur's personal bodyguard. The longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty, never returned from the late night promenade. Spokesman for the police assured the advertiser that they are confident that the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at gentlemen's clubs or the fair nightingales who...
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Why'd you have me read?
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Oh, he's from the chapter 1.
I don't
Werner
see the
Vogel.
Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am
The
on
artist, if I
precipice
remember
of
right.
uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Hey, look around the... Line on the neighbors. It's a rainy day. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook. Navigate to wardrobe. At wardrobe. Where? Do I have an actual rainy day coat? Mr. Sleuth. We'll wear that. Oh, yeah. Oh.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
What?
Blast.
You were just advertising.
And why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What happened to my paper?
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
Tell me about the man at our doorstep.
can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive, hence the appeal of disguises.
What'd he do to the paper?
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Where was he headed?
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings. Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
You just said he sold out. Why are you advertising? Got a new question in your mind place. Open the case book. Navigate to mind place. Select relevant. Book from Barnes. Cactus. Potentially poisoned. Anything with the book. Lots of brought in the Morning Post. The Strand is missing. He disposed of it before entering the building because the pages were soiled. Still a chance it might be found in the dog alley. Read that. Boys, a suspicious man was carrying a stack of books. In the morning, Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel to Dr. Watson. Cactus spine for assassination. Loud bang. This is Barnes in order. Okay. Is it the bookseller now? Get rid of all these. Okay. My disguises. Just don't want that. Because it's chilly out.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Just weeping out here in the rain.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Assuming this place is close by. So we made the comment that we can just go pick it up. Just see what's on the street. Cedric's Manor. House. Magistrate's Court. Pin the evidence with the bookshop folder by pressing X. Find the bookshop. Okay. Oh. Not really liking how big that is on there. Yeah, I think we just gotta wander around. Bookstore.
Are you able to help me?
No, I don't know anything about that.
All right. Or horse? It's not over here. Can I get a newspaper here? So dead set on getting one. Said I found it. Oh, that's the Barnes and Noble. New books in the store. Charles Dickens. M. Gogol. Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, kitty.
So, answers
Oh, puppy.
are now. Who's a good boy?
Small basset hound. Anything ready to look at here?
I
Painting.
could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
A lighthouse? I'm not sure what that is. Out of the way! I said out of my way. Observe. I'll have my little stash. Bags under his eyes. Effects of overwork. Gun in his hands. Down. Oh. Ink. Paper ink. Leans heavily on his right leg, so he fell down. High heel, wants to look taller. Barnes had developed a limp and had large bags under his eyes as a result of long hours of intense work. He's not very confident and tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. Seems unlikely that such a person would involve in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hand suggested he's the one who soiled the paper. Nonetheless, Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger... Well, he works with bookstore. He can get ink on his hands. He could have fallen down. They heard a bang, so he could have fell. He's a workaholic.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, it's wrong. Why would he run from me?
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
What's he doing?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
No, really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions,
Apologies,
Doctor.
but I can't
Let's find a
hear
way
you.
to coax him out.
Please come back later.
Here to coax him out. Z to highlight.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
He fell, hurt his leg.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Catalog of exotic plants on Barnes' counter. Name of catalog reads Everlasting Plants or an Everlasting Love.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Bad to me.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. The finest view London has to offer.
Just leave? Nope. Yeah, we gotta coax him out, right?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Maybe we'll act like we're leaving? Oh. No.
Are you able to help me?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
Help me, please.
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Do I need a different outfit? Maybe they'll talk to me with a different outfit. Let's see here. Let's get rid of that. Dead flowers on display. The strand is missing. If any of these actually line up, oh, I thought for sure. This one. I need one of these. 3 of these, maybe. No. Cryptology. I don't know if that has to match the colors. I'm not sure how that works. This works on here. This one's a little different from previous games. We got that one. Dead flowers on display. Alright, on that. Ruin the strand. Like there's something I'm missing here.
The weather is dreary, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
Cactus.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin? The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Observe. Wear makeup. Mourning brooch. Honoring deceased husband. Clean boots. Change shoes upon arrival. Luxury fabric. Unusual for work attire. Distant look. Avoids eye contact. Distracted. Her dress is made from expensive fabric not suitable for work. Her shoes show no trace of blood. She must have changed when she arrived. Her eyes constantly dart around the street, seeming searching for something. Perhaps she's waiting for someone. But Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband. She's trying to move on, suggested by her... I'm going to say ready to move. Aw. The makeup, the good clothes. She's trying to make an impression.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Provide evidence.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Oh. Maybe.
Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm
Nope.
just a flower seller.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Where? See anything in here though? Good boy.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Can't do anything there.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Coax him out somehow. Let's stop pinning that one. Oh, we got something new. Barnes displayed a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Miss Fleming, a florist. He hopes she will come into the shop and give him water and advice. It could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus she ordered from a catalog on his counter. Questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of eternal love, as the catalog presents these cacti as immortal. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside Baker Street. Hear the full story.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Why he's hiding? He didn't want me to reveal
Mr.
it.
Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
Fleming's new cactus.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
My paper was ruined.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
Not really my area. I know what to do. I know what to do.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the obtruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Okay. Saltpeter explosion rock docks. Local at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night with the loud bangs of thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva docked at Pier N3 in the early evening en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. Port Authority has yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaked into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have an account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
All right. So now we're gonna have to go to the dock. Can't be in any part of this. So we're gonna have to go to the dock.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
it's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Alright, first things first. Let me get rid of my horrible stash. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's raise a barn. Stash. Okay. Oh, Stenwick. Okay. Yeah. We, I don't know where that's at. I lied. I believe it's this way. I believe it's right here.
May I ask you something?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
Oh, okay.
Not much further now.
It's this building. Oh, maybe it's right there. Not sure what that is.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why won't you investigate?
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Other missing people.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Can you describe? Mia?
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did he vanish?
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself.
Oh, no.
He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Where does he live?
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Had he run away before?
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Why would he run away?
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Steal anything?
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Ash?
Chewing tobacco.
Can't move. Look at anything else. They tell me there's three things. Oh, there we go.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
More thing here. What am I missing? Don't look at that yet. I don't see anything. far as I can move. Knee print. Ah,
Looks like a knee
okay.
print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Pouring rain. Enough clues, Sherlock can use imagination to reconstruct the past. Press Q to see the imagination notes.